is officially the July 4th week. Well, we can celebrate a whole week, right? But one of the things that people think about when it comes to the July 4th, of course, grilling, water fun, but that also means safety. And we've got some of the best here to help break down some of the safety things to keep your family safe at home. I'm joined today by Lisa and Dragna, and also a grill, and our, as we were saying, male model Corey over there is going to help us light it up. But there are so many things to keep in mind. You always hear about the accidents when it comes to grilling, which is so scary, so sad. What do people need to remember?
One of the first things you always need to remember is when you're lighting this grill. So when you're lighting it, we're not going to be turning on the gas too soon to let that gas come out. So you're just going to light it as necessary. Follow the instructions that you're given on the grill in the first place, right? Follow instructions.
I always say I don't think my husband knows what instructions are. So, I mean, that a lot of people might ignore those.
Right. Absolutely. I think that they do. We want to make sure that we're keeping it away from anything combustible. So not underneath any eaves. You're keeping it away from any kind of cars. Just keep it away from anything you think might start a fire, right? We're going to keep our kids and our family away from it, our pets, anything of that nature, and then turning it off is really important too.
Okay, well, Corey, why don't we fire it up? Can we actually have an example here? We're going to put him to work just to make sure we are doing it right. Who knew we had a grill here at ABC Studios? We learn something new every day. And I'll let you kind of describe what he's doing and checking.
Right, so Corey's turning it on. He's lighting up the propane, making sure that he's just turned it on right before he's igniting it. Turn it on low, ignite it, simply turn it on, and then slowly light up the flame, all right?
I would say, of course, those are good tips, and that's one thing that you always hear the bad effects of. We also hear, too, talking about water safety. Maybe you're going to be at the ocean, you're going to be at the pool. What are some things that people need to keep in mind in this category, Dragna?
I think most importantly, supervision. When children are near and in the water, always make sure you designate a water watcher. We have these badges you can download on our website, and just mostly making sure you have a responsible adult, sober adult who is constantly watching the children. No cell phone, like no texting, no socializing. Their sole responsibility is to watch the children. And we recommend changing out people every 30 minutes or so in case they suffer from fatigue or distractions. So we make sure we have eyes on the kids at all times, making sure you have the appropriate barriers around pools, your alarms on the doors, windows, just making sure drowning is always silent, and it goes very fast. It's not the typical, frailing arms and shouting. It can just be a matter of minutes, and you would never know.
It's so scary. We have too many drownings here in Florida. And again, you talked about the badge. This is important just to kind of have something that's tangible, that is a responsibility.
Right. Yeah, you just designate one adult, and this person has the badge around their neck. And like I said, you can download it on the website, and just once you swap out, give it to the next adult who's that designated water watcher.
And okay, we want to go back to the grill here and talk about actually extinguishing it properly. So we've got it lit, it is going. What do people need to keep in mind when they're all done grilling?
So we respond to at least one fire every single 4th of July or whenever people are grilling because they haven't extinguished it properly. So you need to make sure it's completely turned off, it's cooled. If you're using a charcoal grill, it's completely out. And wait until it's cooled to put it back in the garage. We see a lot of people that throw them back in the garage when they're too hot. Not too long later, and there's a fire.
Okay, yeah. So make sure everything is off, cool before you put away. Right. And two ladies, before we let you go, I do want to bring up fireworks safety, sparkler safety. I know this is not something we chatted about too much before, but in closing, what are some tips for people to keep in mind as well when it comes to these two things that people may enjoy in the 4th?
See, the thing with fireworks is they're illegal in the state of Florida, right? So really, in all honesty, if you're going to be using fireworks, you need to go let the professionals do it. You can use sparklers. Those are legal. So if you're going to use those, again, just make sure we're extinguishing them properly. You're not throwing them in a trash can and pulling the trash can into the driveway or into the garage. Just make sure they're completely put out with some water or something.
I was going to ask, do you need to use water?
Yeah, it's probably going to be your best bet. Make sure they're completely out.
I like that. Remember, fireworks is illegal in the state of Florida, folks, but grilling is not. Have fun. Happy 4th. Enjoy. And, of course, remember the water safety tips, too. This has been very educational. Thank you, guys, all of you, for joining us today. Yep.